is Thursday, the 4th day of July 2024. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch tonight. I'm Tess Njenga and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Murithi. Let's take a look at the day's news. Normalcy has returned in most parts of the country, including Nairobi County, despite speculated demonstrations. Many businesses have opened as usual, with only a few stores closed out of fear that demonstrations might have occurred. A section of Nairobi residents have also called upon President William Ruto to work on reducing government expenditure and focus on critical ministries such as the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education. Elias Wanjiru reports.
Business started as usual here in Nairobi, with business people returning their businesses as usual, some with fear that they might be invaded by Gen Z protesters or even guns in the name of anti-government protest. Others promised to guard their business if the Gen Z demonstration passes, as they lamented over vandalism and extensive destruction of their businesses following the demonstration that made them incur losses.
Kama niyo ndio lugha yenye nasikia, at least vitu zirudi chini, tukue stable. Juu sahi watu wengi hawana kazi, walichomewa, waliibiwa, so si kitu mzuri.
And in a bid to foster peace, stability and calmness in the nation, a section of Nairobi residents have continued to urge President William Ruto to focus on reducing the government expenditure by one, scrapping off permanently all the unconstitutional offices and positions in his government, including that of First Lady, Second Lady, Office of the Spouse of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. They have also urged the President to prioritize essential ministries such as Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education by employing JSS interns on permanent and pensionable terms, as well as sort out the grievances put forward by the medics, such as posting and paying interns as per the CBA agreement, among others. The advice to the President comes as Gen Z movement is planning to occupy Ministry of Health offices on Monday, 8th July 2024.
In fact, Halwale alisema kweli kabisa, because hizo offices ni unconstitutional, hizo constitution hata zilikreatiwa sijui na act gani. So hizo pesa zimekuwa zikitumika kwa hizo offices, zingeza channeliwa tuseme hata kwa ma JSS au junior secondary teachers. So inge-employ kadhaa. And then health, hata zingebei madawa kwa mahosi, ingesaidia. So zinafaa kuscrapiwa hata jana.
Let them put money into appropriate use. Let them think of our healthcare. Let them think of our education system. Let them think of the lives of each and every person that is living here in the country.
On the other hand, they have applauded the Salaries and Remuneration Commission SRC for freezing the planned upward review of salaries for state officers following massive public uproar. Rather, they have noted that the above money planned for salaries increment for the members of parliament should be redirected to employing the jobless youth in the nation, as this will curb the anger expressed by the Gen Zs.
Hatuko sawa kiuchumi. Hata mambo ya SRC kuongeza mishahara ilikuwa very insensitive, especially kwa Wakenya wengi wale wanaumia, wale hawana kazi, hawana nini. Because juzi ndio tumeambiwa hapa, President ametuambiana pesa za kulipa madaktari, za kuajiri wale junior secondary teachers, za walimu, alafu sasa wanaongeza mshahara. Kusema kweli, so many Kenyans vile tunavyoongea wamechanganikiwa, wamekuwa confused.
On having a dialogue with the President on the ongoing Gen Z demands, the youth who interacted with highlighted that it's too late for that, and they take it as a trap by the government to entice them with lies, since they identify him as a lying president.
I really don't think that having a conversation with the Gen Zs will help much. Why? Because, number one, they don't trust the President. The President has been saying things that he doesn't seem to really do. So kumekuwa na hiyo trend, and then again, there's this fear that meeting with him or probably identifying a leader to go and speak with the president, italeta ile kama sahi tunaambiwa ati Gen Zs wende waongee na president, and some of the Gen Zs are being abducted. So inaleta woga.
Following the hard and tough economic times experienced in the nation, today a section of Kenyans from Nairobi County have continued to urge President to continue reducing his expenditure in the government and do away with offices that are not constitutional. However, they have still continued to urge President to focus on important ministries such as health and education sector. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch from Nairobi County, my name is Nelias Wanji.
Thank you, Nelias Wanjiro, for that report. Now, the anti-tax protests in the country have become a defining moment in Kenyan political landscape, showcasing both the power of grassroots movements and the government's response to public dissent. President William Ruto's reversal on the tax laws has left him politically vulnerable, with critics questioning his commitment to addressing youth grievances and economic challenges. Our reporter Kennedy Kimani gives us a look on the impact the Gen Z-led demonstrations have had on Kenya's political landscape.
Despite President William Ruto's decision not to sign the controversial Finance Bill 2024, activists are calling for further protest as they demand broader systemic changes and accountability from the government. The youth-led movement has resonated across the country, reflecting broader frustrations with economic hardships and governance issues. The ongoing unrest underscores a critical juncture in Kenyan politics, where citizen activism is reshaping political discourse and challenging traditional power structures. Kennedy Kimani, Hope TV Newswatch.
President William Ruto has today chaired a cabinet meeting at State House following weeks of anti-government protests that have gripped the country. The meeting comes amidst reports of a looming shake-up and reshuffling of the cabinet. During the meeting, the cabinet called for action against those who have committed heinous crimes of arson, looting, and robbery, among others, saying such atrocities must not go unpunished. And as Alice Diana reports, President Ruto has emphasized the need for the country to take a new path following the recent protests witnessed in parts of the country.
As pressure continues to mount on President William Ruto to dissolve his cabinet for failing him, President Ruto has today held a meeting with the cabinet on the security situation in the country following days of chaos that saw protesters storm parliament on Tuesday last week. The meeting at State House Nairobi, which was chaired by President William Ruto, was informed that though the riot started as a protest against the tax measures proposed in the Finance Bill 2024, they were infiltrated, hijacked and taken over by criminal and opportunistic political forces. The cabinet commended security officers, pointing out that they acted professionally in very difficult circumstances. The cabinet also noted that security agencies did a good job of protecting the country from anarchists. The president said the government must now focus on charting a new future for the country, pointing out that significant changes must be made to align with that new future. On any officers who may have acted outside the confines of the law, the cabinet said they will be dealt with in accordance with legal procedures and by the institutions mandated to do so. The cabinet also called for action against those who have committed heinous crimes of arson, looting and robbery, among others, saying such atrocities must not go unpunished. On the withdrawn financial bill, President Ruto said the National Treasury is reorganizing the budget to accommodate the new reality. During yesterday's Senate proceedings, Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale called on President William Ruto to dissolve his cabinet and reconstitute it for failing him. The vocal lawmaker also wants the head of state to do away with offices that he believes are not constitutional.
Things to do. Mr. President, dissolve cabinet, reconstitute it. Mr. President, disband offices outside the constitution, including CAS, including Prime Cabinet Secretary. It is not in the Constitution of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, including officers of First Ladies, including, Mr. Speaker, advisors. If advisors are useful, then what David Lee is doing is not advice, is misadvice.
Nyaribari Masaba MP Daniel Manduku has also called on the head of state to dissolve parliament, call fresh elections, and reconstitute the cabinet. Through a letter he wrote on 24th June this year, the lawmaker noted that given the prevailing public discontent, reconstituting the cabinet is essential to restore governance effectiveness and public confidence.
The youths who have been holding anti-government protests across the country for the last 3 weeks have also called on President Ruto to dissolve the cabinet and not reshuffle it. Kenyans now wait to see the direction that Ruto will take to restore confidence in his government. Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch.
Thank you, Alice Diana. Elders in Pokot have gathered to address the current political unrest in Kenya, expressing their concerns over ongoing demonstrations and advocating for unity. Led by Elder Samuel Kamar, the elders emphasized the importance of stability and progress under President William Ruto's leadership amidst heightened tensions. Mombi Waweru reports.
In a meeting attended by hundreds, Pokot elders led prayers for peace in Kenya. Led by Elder Samuel Kamar, they emphasized the importance of unity and condemned actions that could incite unrest among the youth. Elder Kamar highlighted their discomfort with ongoing demonstrations across the country, emphasizing the need for political stability and economic progress under President Ruto's leadership.
Maombi kile iko sahi ni sisi tumeona ile mambo ya juzi, maandamano ya juzi, kwa sababu watoto walisema ati tunalalamika mambo ya finance, kuja hapa kusanyana wote na kusema Mungu wapoeshe hii maneno.
Amid rising political tensions, the elders expressed deep concern about how these tensions are hurting Kenya's progress and stability. They stressed the importance of coming together as a nation to resolve conflicts peacefully. Their message emphasized the need for everyone to work together calmly and cooperatively to bring peace and prosperity to their country.
Ya kutaka kuharibu serikali ambayo tulitafuta kwa nguvu, tunawakemea. Kwa sababu sasa inavyoonekana ni kwamba sisi juzi tulikuwa nafikiri hii ni mambo ya finance bill, lakini sasa imeonekana kwamba hii ni njama ya kutaka kupindua hii serikali ambayo iliwekwa na wananchi. Kwa hivyo kuona ya kwamba labda kuna baadhi ya watu ambao wametumia vijana wetu.
Local resident Margareta Cheyech urged young people to prioritize peace and avoid actions that could lead to further unrest. The meeting concluded with a unified call for adherence to the rule of law and respect for leadership to safeguard Kenya's stability and prosperity.
Ya kwamba vijana wetu waweze kutuliza hiyo pressure ambayo vijana wako nayo. Tuweze kuongelesha watoto wetu ili waweze kuelewa ni nini kinaendelea. Sababu wanapofanya kitendo kama hicho, maisha yanapotezwa. Watoto wetu wanakufa kwa njia ambayo haieleweki na kwa njia ambayo haistahili. Kwa hivyo vijana wa nchi na waheshimu na waomba ya kwamba tuweze kutuliza boli, mambo yataenda vizuri, uchumi itakuwa vizuri na rais atasikia maombi yetu kama vijana na nchi itaenda kwenda mbele. Kwa hivyo nashukuru sana nyinyi viongozi ambao mmetoka kule juu kwa ajili ya sherehe ya siku ya leo. Asante sana.
And that report by Mumbi takes us on a short break on Newswatch tonight. We have more coming up on the other side.
To get Wewe ni Mungu by Evelyn Wanjiru as your Skiza tune, SMS the word Skiza 88300028 and send to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
Umepigana vitu zangu, nakupa ibada ya moyo wangu usiku wa leo.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Thank you for choosing Hope TV, the channel that brings you hope, entertainment, and inspiration. We value you and would like to serve you better. Talk to us by scanning this QR code on your screen or go to our social media page at Hope TV Kenya and click on the survey link by the name Hope TV Survey. It will just take a few minutes but means the world to us. We value your feedback. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back. Laikipia County is targeting to benefit from a 3-year research project that is aimed to address mental health issues among the pastoralists attributed by climate change. According to the multi-sectoral stakeholders, climate change has resulted to mental illness among women and children, hence the need to find a lasting solution to the menace. At the same time, the stakeholders decried that poor decision-making and lack of proper policies to tackle climate change challenges is also a major concern, which had led to an increased poverty index among the communities living in drylands, hence catalyzing mental illness.
Watu wengi wanashindwa kujimudu kiuchumi, na ndio sababu tunaona haya mambo ya mental health inaingia, na ndio sababu utapata watu wengi kama wakati kuna ukame, tukipatiana mfano kama kule Laikipia kaskazini ambapo kuna watu wengi wanategemea mifugo. Wengi huwa wanapoteza mifugo mingi, na hiyo inaleta shida za kiakili, na hiyo pia inadhuru boma nzima ama nyumba nzima.
For the East African drylands, these are some of the areas whereby we have observed a lot of susceptibility to climate change, especially when it comes to the issue of nutrition. For example, in East Africa, we realize that about 30% of children under 5 are currently stunted. And the issue of nutrition and malnutrition, especially for women, is the numbers continue to increase as the years go by, according to the reports which are released. We're also seeing a lot of challenges in terms of land degradation and environmental degradation as a result of the food systems that we are having in our counties, and also the impact of climate change.
So the program runs for 3 years. We've already started. There was an inception workshop at the national level recently. But in terms of our engagement in the county, as soon as the research protocol is brought together and there's ethics approval, there'll be research on the ground in the coming months, so towards the end of the year. And once there's results, and even from this workshop, we'll bring the results back to the counties, as well as community engagement initiated.
Tumefurahi kwamba kwa sababu kwamba tumeitwa na tume hii ambayo inaitwa African Population Health and Research Center, kwa sababu wamesema kwamba kuna mpango ama project wamekuja nayo na itakuwa based upande wa Laikipia West. So as a youth tumeweza kufundisha mambo mengi ambayo inahusiana na jinsi ambavyo haya mambo matatu yanaweza kuoana na jinsi ambavyo tunaweza kusaidia kama vijana.
Medics and evangelists under CITAM missions have conducted a medical and vet camp mission in Loyangalani Medical Center through evangelism, discipleship, compassion, and social action. The medical camp that offered treatment and evangelism to approximately 400 people had a positive turnout, with the local residents expressing gratitude towards the CITAM missions team. Similarly, at least 2,000 cattle were treated in Sarima by veterinary doctors under the CITAM missions team. CITAM Loyangalani Pastor Kahiga noted that the turnout of residents was in great numbers, adding that they were also receptive to evangelism.
Watu wanaugua kwa hapa kuhara, kutapika, malaria. Nataka serikali tusaidie, watuletee madawa. Tuna malaria pia, malaria inasumbua. Lakini kuhara ni sana watoto.
Diseases such as various endemic diseases such as rabies here and there, spay and neuters, and so we are calling out any partners, supporters to come in, lend us a hand.
And there was a lot of joy, both with the community and even the nurse was so happy. We want to thank God. This is a life-changing ministry to the community of Loyangalani, and we have been able to serve from a place called Nayanalim or Dakaye, 60 kilometers north of Loyangalani, and also 40 kilometers down we have Sarima. And today we have been here in Loyangalani and we have served quite a number of people, and we will continue tomorrow morning. We want to thank God for what is happening, and this has really been impactful to the
Kenyan police officers have begun their mission in Haiti with patrolling its capital equipped with body armor and automatic weapons. The initial UN-supported foreign police unit in Haiti arrived in the country in June, responding to a plea for assistance to combat escalating gang violence. Currently, criminal gangs dominate approximately 80% of the capital, leading to over 580,000 individuals being displaced in recent months. The officers stationed near the international airport drew the attention of onlookers but encountered no confrontations with gangs. Haiti's Prime Minister Gary Conille has expressed gratitude for the multinational security support mission, emphasizing the urgent need to address the violence perpetrated by armed groups. And Russia's President Vladimir Putin has held talks with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO summit in Kazakhstan on Wednesday. This second in-person meeting in as many months is widely seen as a show of deepening cooperation between the two countries. Putin and Xi last met in May when the Kremlin leader visited Beijing to underscore their close partnership. The two countries established the SCO in 2001 as a counterbalance to Western influence and to discuss security concerns in Central Asia and the wider region. Both Russia and China are facing increasing tensions with the West and Putin wanting to show that Moscow is not isolated by Western sanctions following its invasion of Ukraine in 2022.
To get Ebenezer by Jane Allaire as your Skiza tune, SMS the word Skiza 88300023 and send to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
Ebenezer, you been our God. Ebenezer, 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 oh, Ebenezer, you been our God. This far.
Life is a school. If you're living, you're definitely going to learn lessons every day. However, some of these life lessons can be too costly.
This is where the expensive lesson comes in, because they then said, well, we don't normally give goods on consignment, but we said, let's give it a try to open a new market. And now that you're holding all this stock, we want you to buy it. and we just didn't have $1 million, you know. Then they said, okay, well, you need to secure it. And we didn't have the security for $1 million. And that's when the expensive lesson began, because I received a letter from their lawyers.
You definitely don't want to miss out on this thrilling classroom from the School of Life, only on Hope TV, where we look and live.
Thank you for choosing Hope TV, the channel that brings you hope, entertainment, and inspiration. We value you and would like to serve you better. Talk to us by scanning this QR code on your screen or go to our social media page at Hope TV Kenya and click on the survey link by the name Hope TV Survey. It will just take a few minutes but means the world to us. We value your feedback. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back in business. Investors in Kenya's tourism sector have been encouraged to seize the opportunities presented by the Magical Kenya Travel Expo to network and explore partnerships with global buyers in a quest to improve tourism business in the country. This was during the launch of this year's Magical Kenya Travel Expo by Tourism PS John Ololtua. The expo is set to commence from the 2nd to the 4th of October 2024 at Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi. Yan Githuku with that report.
The annual Magical Kenya Travel Expo has established itself as the flagship travel trade fair in the region, bringing together domestic, regional, and international tour operators, travel agents and destination agencies, and various other stakeholders in the tourism industry. While launching this year's 14th edition of the Expo, Tourism PS John Ololtua said that the Expo has been instrumental in facilitating local, small, and medium travel enterprises and startups to access international markets, given that over 60% of travel companies that exhibit at the Expo can't afford to participate in expos abroad. He explained that the Expo could be the catalyst to exponential growth of Kenya's tourism sector, coupled with the diversification of our products.
So I want to take this opportunity to inform everybody that as we prepare for this event, let us continue sampling the good attractions that we have in the country, and let us team up as we prepare to welcome the guests, who we expect to be about over 5,000 that will be coming to our country. That will be a very good opportunity to promote even business in our country, to promote the economy and so on. So I want to really call upon everybody to support this. Thank you so much.
On her part, Kenya Tourism Board CEO June Chepkemei expressed optimism that MKTE 2024 will build on the successes of previous editions. She expressed her optimism on achieving their target, which is surpassing last year's MKTE, which hosted over 3,000 delegates from 25 countries, showcasing Kenya's diverse tourism offerings to the world. The 2024 edition will therefore be targeting to attract 5,000 delegates and 160 hosted buyers, including 100 buyers clubs.
Okay, we are expecting at least 5,000 attendees from 30 countries. This is a growth from last year where we had 3,000 from 25 countries. The reason we are here this morning is to begin the journey with the partners here in Kenya to really start reaching out and inviting the world to come to Kenya. Because what this does is that it then enables us to have partners out there that can support us to market Kenya. So hence the reason we are meeting this morning, just to introduce the program and to begin to onboard the partners.
Chepkemei added that KTB is working toward the targeted 3 million visitors by the end of 2024. The now launched 14th edition of the Magical Kenya Travel Expo is set to be held from the 2nd to the 4th of October 2024 at Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi. For Hope TV Newswatch, my name is Ian Githuku.
Much appreciated, Ian Githuku. Paulo Microfinance Bank today announced a business refocus that will see it grow its digital banking offering and realign its distribution channels and human capital to drive sustainable growth. This is part of a strategy by the bank to turn around its performance by becoming a leading traders bank and digital finance provider. At the same time, the bank disclosed that it has recovered over 900 million shillings from it has received over 900 million shillings from its parent company, Old Mutual, to strengthen its operations and reposition its business model for long-term growth. Football Kenya Federation has set dates for the 2024 FKF Premier League promotion playoff between Naivas and Sofapaka. The first leg will be played at the Police Sacco Stadium Saturday, July 6, 2024, while the second leg will be staged at the Dandora Stadium on Sunday, July 14, 2024. If the aggregate score is tied after regular time in the second match, the team with the greater number of away goals will be declared the winner. However, if the teams are tied on both aggregate and away goals, the match will proceed to penalties. The winner of the shootout will secure a place in next season's top tier.
Objective yetu ilikuwa ni kwenda Premier League. Kwa bahati mbaya hatukuweza kupata automatic spot kwenda Premier League. Tuko na nafasi nyingine ya mwisho na kila kitu kusema ni mpango ya Mungu. Kwa hivyo kuna sababu kwa nini tunacheza hii game. Kwa hivyo mimi siku yangu ni motivation kwa wachezaji wangu kucheza Sofapaka, timu ya Premier League. Ombi letu na kitu kitafuta kucheza Premier League. Sasa hizi tunafanya kucheza timu ya Premier League na kucheza Premier League. Kwa hiyo ni motivation kwa wachezaji wangu. But naomba tu kitu moja, wakicheza vizuri niko sure watashinda. Wachezaji wangu wale muhimu sasa ni wana injury. Kuna wachezaji nimekosa wawili striker wangu wanami, sitaweza kuwa naye. Kwa hiyo inamaanisha lazima nishughulike vile nitatafuta striker yule atacheza hiyo mechi. But kando na yeye wengine wako na uwezo wa kucheza. Juu pia walikuja hii team kucheza au kuja kukosa kucheza.
Well, that story wraps up Newswatch tonight. On behalf of the whole team, thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. God willing, see you tomorrow night, same time and place. Have a good night.